Your personal time and energy is your wealth, your health, and your quality of life. The time and energy spent putting on the external world is equal to the amount of energy not spent on yourself. When you invest your personal resources into poor investments, your returns will be poor. When you use your inner resources to invest in profitable investments, your returns are profitable. When too much energy is being put out and exhausted, it literally creates exhaustion. It causes lack within and a separation from the inner connection that is really needed to make good decisions and solid discernments. Every time you give your emotional energy to anything happening in the world, you deplete yourself. Your anger, frustration, empathy, just trying to meet others' expectations, even, all of it equals a huge amount of you. And the more you engage with things that create emotional responses, the more it depletes your own emotional resources, which is a disharmony that's created within. Most of us were taught by society that you're only a valuable citizen when you're giving of time, money, energy. You must give something to your community, your nation, your church, the world. Otherwise, you're selfish. So it's really important to understand how much to give versus how much to keep for yourself. And giving to yourself is the most important giving you can do first. You cannot give what you don't have. When you have learned the appropriate amount to give of yourself, then you have plenty to give back. You'll have extra to give, and it'll come from a place of true giving. Otherwise, you're compromising your health and your overall wellness when you give from a place that's not full. And you don't owe the world any more than the world owes you. Engaging in upsetting things that do not personally affect you and that are out of your control completely is simply giving away your most important resources. This is a silent way of giving your power away. Your personal resources, that's your inner wealth. It would be like turning over your bank account numbers to a con artist on purpose. And you just tell yourself, well, at least I'm contributing to the world. So if you feel guilty for not giving, you are again exhausting another one of your personal resources, which causes you to have even less to give. And that guilt, it's just a conditioned way we get easily trapped into believing that we are not worthy citizens if we're not giving back. It's not selfish to conserve your time and energy for yourself. It is self love to do this. And even in the Bible, it says, love your neighbor as you would love yourself. So if you're not loving yourself, you cannot love your neighbor. Your time and energy is your health, wealth, and quality of life. And if you honor yourself, you honor these resources that are naturally yours. And giving is a wonderful gift. When it's done from a place of no obligation, no guilt, and no shame, then it comes from a straight, pure heart. Only a self loving full cup can pour into another without expectations being attached to them. It's really important that we break the habit of this guilt and shame. Remember, it's a means of guilting others into doing what someone else wants you to do. There's no pure intentions in this kind of manipulation to guilt others to give. So when your cup is full, you'll know because it's so natural to give. The desire to give is so big that you just want to, and you don't want anything in return for it. It feels like your heart is just going to burst because it's so full, and you just have to give. This can only come through fully loving yourself, accepting yourself, and saying no. It's okay if you feel guilty for saying no at first. Eventually, you'll find so much self love that saying no just won't even affect you anymore. And when you're doing it from a discerning place of self trust, in time, you won't have any emotional response to anything that is not going to contribute to your overall wellness. Self love looks like celebrating yourself for every little win. It looks like claiming your empowerment and claiming how your focus is directed. Self love looks like putting your needs as priority. This is not a narcissistic way of putting yourself first. Narcissistic ways look like taking from others to fulfill yourself. Self love is the opposite of that. It's taking from yourself and pouring into yourself. So if you're taking from yourself and fulfilling your own needs, that is an act of self love. So there is a difference. Though some people, they will blur the lines because they don't understand the nuances of authenticity. So let those individuals stay in their distortions, but claim your own truth. You can only be for others as you are for yourself. And that's a quote from Neville Goddard. Sometimes you might look at another and think, well, they have plenty to give, and yet they don't give anything. But only that individual can really know what they have to give. It's not for anybody else to decide. When someone lives in a mentality of lack, even if it seems like they have a lot to give, they really don't. They don't have a full heart to give any resources away. They operate in lack. And even if it seems like they have plenty, they're constantly filling their inner world from the outer world. So they're constantly being depleted and they're never fully able to give. They're constantly trying to give to themselves from an outer place and it's just not sustainable. So it's a continuous cycle. And those individuals are the ones who don't have peace, harmony, or love because they haven't connected those parts of themselves. So that's a very difficult existence. Even if it looks like they have everything, their inner world is very dark and they don't have as much to give as it may seem like. And it's best not to give your inner resources to anyone by wondering why someone else is or isn't doing something. Remember, every time you do that, you're taken away from yourself. When your inner resources are full, you'll begin using all of that extra energy to devote to things you love, and you'll begin to build upon those things. When your life becomes even more full, before you know it, you created this more amazing, sustainable life for yourself because all of a sudden you have all of this extra energy to give to the things that will fulfill you. You'll no longer give your energy to the things that don't matter. Your personal world is able to blossom and flourish and continue to give back in every way. So your life is like a garden. Don't allow the pest to destroy it.